Well, here we are with another Mugo. I didn't show you pulling this out of the pot. You've seen enough of that. Here again, we're pulling away some of the stuff around the base of the trunk. And in case you haven't noticed yet, this trunk is a monster. That's 4 or 5 inches across. So we're going to reduce this one down a little bit like we did the others, so that we have a direction to go if I don't stop throwing my tools all over the ground. So that's going to go off. That's going to come off. See that in there? I think I've mentioned to you guys before that part of the art of doing this with Mugo pines is reducing the things down. You go cutting a tree looking for the bonsai within. Odds are not great that you're going to find a tree with traits as great as the trunk on this one. And this one's a goodie. And I don't know what this audio is going to sound like on this video this morning, but the wind is blowing reasonably difficult, probably about 20 miles an hour. So it may sound like we're standing in front of a wind tunnel. Some people have a lot better eye than I do. They can look at this stuff and they know, well, this has got to come off and that's got to come off. And we got to do this and we got to do that, and it all happens real quick. I am of the opinion that many that are like that look at these trees for a long time before they start reducing them. Take off some of this stuff and shorten up the tree. I'm kind of cutting away a little bit at everything because I don't know for sure what I'm going to keep until I get it down and know which directions we're going. This is not a good sign here because we got this big fat knuckle. And this isn't real cool either. But I'm kind of hesitant to lose them both, though I guess it's a possibility. It means I have to get out the heavy-duty loppers for that one. I don't make a habit of nicknaming my tools, but if I did, I would call these guys Cindy. You figure it out. No room for cowardice in bonsai. I need a big one for that. I've shown you the Monrovia trees, and you see the way these things can grow when they have been pruned and clipped and sheared by the nursery trade to do the things that they want them to do. These trees here that I've been showing you in this series of videos is what happens when those particular kinds of trees are left to their own devices. And you can see where that has gone and that has taken us. It is an interesting conundrum. Holy smokies. There'd be a lot of deadwood in this tree. I just hope it isn't all deadwood, if you get my drift. Sometimes Mugos don't take real kindly to being cut back too hard. I don't think this one's too hard, but though we have taken it back at least 75% so far. I'm leaving this here for the time being just to keep the circulation of the tree working up this side of it. I'm afraid if I cut this off, all this off, we're going to lose whole half this tree. And there's no telling what it will take with it when it goes. If I leave this, it's got a chance to rebalance itself, which is what I want it to do. But you can see that we've got some potential here. I'm leaving these as well to keep this from dying back and taking out the trunk there. So that's probably just about as good as I should do it. Although I can cut some of this stuff back. That won't hurt it. In fact, if anything, I'll give it a kick in the butt. If I'm allowed to use that word. Oh, I just did. Anyway. It's actually going to be a pretty nice tree. Now it depends on whether or not I'm the one that keeps it and works on it, or whether somebody else gets hold of it. Because this tree probably is going to be sold. Somebody's gonna have fun. Remember earlier I told you about cones? See what that is? That is your ubiquitous pine cone. Here's another one. Here's several. There's a couple more over here. There's a couple over here. There's some here. So making the statement on the label that these don't have flowers on them, it's kind of an iffy statement. It may not look like a rose, but the tree is still putting out flowers to reproduce. But you can see here the way these things grow. They put out a long span like this, and they put out a bunch of buds, and then they put out growth like this, and that continues up, and then they do the same thing. This bud, this bud, this bud will all put out long growth like this, and growth around it, and we're back to playing the same game over and over and over again. That's why we cut these things back, so you get them to back bud, so that you get the tree to send buds back down